On to this evening, see some very light rain here as we go through our Monday. Here's how all that looks in the planner. We go through the morning, temperatures in the 60s, heating up into the 70s, and eventually about 80 degrees here at lunchtime. By this afternoon, we should hit highs in the low 80s. Got a little smiley face because we need that light rain out there, and it's going to be likely, so it's good news. It'll help our yards out there today, and temperatures in the low 80s won't be too hot. So we've moved away from that heat wave. We are looking at better weather here as we go to the next week and a half. Now, there's some ups and downs here, and this is very typical for this time of year. We've got a cold front coming in Wednesday, another cold front coming in next Monday. So every 4 or 5 days getting fronts through, that's going to mean, going up and down with the rain chances as those fronts move on through. And that's exactly what we have. Pleasant weather towards the end of this week, then more showers returning by the weekend.
We continue to follow breaking news out of Birmingham. Police are questioning a person of interest in the case of a missing 3-year-old girl.
And the 48th National Shrimp Festival had a few hiccups over the weekend due to the weather, but still, thousands came out to enjoy the festivities. Fox 10 News at 5 a.m. starts right now.
First with breaking news and breaking weather on the Gulf Coast. This is Fox 10 News at 5 a.m. Committed to you.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for choosing Fox 10 News on our Monday morning. It's October the 14th. I'm Eric Reynolds.
And I'm Sarah Wall. Good morning, everyone. Let's check in first now with meteorologist Matt Barrentine. He's in for Michael White. Has a look at today's weather forecast, which actually feels cooler outside this morning.
Yeah, well, we got some pleasant conditions. I mean, it's still, actually we're still a bit above average, but compared to where we were,
it's all relative.
It's very relative.
Yeah.
We were, record territory for so long, a month and a half essentially. We're winding down from that. We're looking at better conditions here as we go through this upcoming week. We're not going to be breaking any heat records here.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, and rain's returning too, which we need as well. So let's go ahead and show things out there right now. Temperatures, there's still some 50s on the board. Those are cool. Grove Hill at 57 right now. We have 65 in Mobile out at the airport downtown at 67. So comfortable conditions. Don't need a big jacket or anything, but comfortable here to start off the day. 66 in Fairhope. 66 in Foley and Gulf Shores right now, and a milder and muggier 72 in Pensacola. So there's a little bit more muggy air on the east side of the viewing area here this morning. Here's what it looks like on the satellite radar. It's pretty quiet, not seeing any showers here in our local area at this point. We'll see a couple of those around this morning. Better chance for rain comes in later in the day. Here we are at lunchtime, pretty quiet here And then we get past lunch on into around the 3 o'clock hour. We'll start seeing a few scattered showers in coastal areas, and then we'll have some rain moving in from the west. This will all be very, very light, but it'll be out there, and it's a good chance to run into this late this afternoon, early this evening, getting a quick drizzle or light shower. Like I said, it won't be very heavy, but it will be around. Here's how it looks for the rest of the morning on into lunchtime. Temperatures heating on up. Should hit 80 degrees by noon.
We're approaching 5:02 and we're continuing to follow some breaking news out of Mobile.
Crews are battling a house fire. Here's a look at the scene on Rowell Street off Pleasant Valley Road. Smoke and flames were visible when firefighters arrived on the scene. Flames shooting through the attic. The emergency call came in around 3 a.m. We do have calls into Mobile Fire Rescue to find out if anyone was in the house. We'll be updating this story throughout the morning and let you know what we find out. We are continuing to follow some breaking news out of Birmingham. Police say they're questioning a person of interest in the Amber Alert. According to local reports out of Birmingham, authorities detained a man they released pictures of for questioning in connection to the case. They've also located, they say, a vehicle tied to the case, but police are still searching for the child. She is 3-year-old Camille Cupcake McKinney. They say Camille was last seen at a birthday party around 8:30 Saturday night. Police say she was snatched by a man and a woman in a dark SUV at the Tom Village housing community in Avondale. Her father issuing a plea for her safe return.
I want her back bad, and I'll do anything to have my baby back. And it's gonna get deeper than this. The city already locked down, so y'all need to bring the baby back.
Authorities say Camille was wearing a pink Minnie Mouse t-shirt and had yellow, white, and blue bows in her hair. If you have any questions about this case and any information, you're asked to please call Birmingham Police or 911 right away. In other news this morning, we're learning more about the man who's accused of leading police on a chase in Mobile. Police arresting 49-year-old Christopher Casey after they say he robbed 3 gas stations. According to jail records, Casey's latest trip to Metro Jail Saturday night is his 10th. His rap sheet showing a slew of theft and robbery charges. Exclusive video shows what police say is Casey's vehicle after they say he led officers on a chase down Spring Hill Avenue. Police say the chase never went over 30 miles an hour, and they say officers threw out spike strips to stop chase. Now, we're told that the SUV later caught fire. Casey remains in jail this morning. He is facing several charges, including robbery and attempting to elude.
Alabama state troopers are investigating an accident which left a teenager dead. Troopers say the accident happened early yesterday morning on US 31 just south of Bay Minette. They say the 17-year-old was traveling south near Quinley Lane when his vehicle left the roadway, overturned, and crashed in the median. They say the teenager, who was not wearing a seatbelt, was ejected from the vehicle. He died at the scene. Troopers say that a passenger identified as 18-year-old Destin Evans of Bay Minette was transported to North Baldwin Hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. No other details are being released at this time, but as we learn more, we'll bring you that information. Also this morning, we're continuing to ask questions about this scene. This wild video posted to Facebook by the Theodore Dawes Volunteer Fire Department. We're told that it shows a firefighter battling a vehicle fire. It's not clear exactly what started the blaze. Also, no word yet on if anyone was injured. Now, once we get an update, of course, we'll let you know.
The Mobile City Council meeting tomorrow, and it comes just days after their special meeting was canceled after some of the council members didn't show up. The meeting was called to consider renewal of a Carnival Cruise Lines contract as well as next year's budget. But council members C.J. Small, Bess Rich, and Fred Richardson did not show up at the meeting. Richardson told Fox 10 he didn't come to the meeting because he had no supporting documentation on the agenda, including a contract signed by Carnival officials. But he said he believes that the contract was actually a lure by the Stimson administration to get the council to pass the budget.
The okey-doke was the matador holding out his claws trying to get the bull to run. The bull is ignorant, so the bull is going to run. I'm not a bull. I'm not running.
Richardson says he believes the administration wanted the council to pass the budget because it would further the mayor's case, he says, in that legal battle with the council to hire his hand-picked employees. As for the carnival contract, Mayor Sandy Stimpson said last week he was going to sign the ceremonial contract today when the cruise ship Fantasy returns. No word yet on if that will still happen, but we will continue to follow the story and we will, of course, keep you updated. Also this morning, we have a heads up for drivers in Spanish Ford. A road closure could impact your daily commute. Highway 31 between Old Mobile Road and Timber Creek subdivision is closed. Crews will be installing a new drainage pipe. The project was scheduled to start Saturday, but had to be delayed due to the weather. Local traffic, including school traffic, detoured onto Old Mobile Road. Everyone else will use highways 181 and 90 to get to I-10. The work is expected to last about 12 days.
Traffic should be flowing as normal once again in Gulf Shores later today as crews continue to clean up from the 48th annual Shrimp Festival. The festival was delayed from starting Saturday due to the weather. Crews had to dry things off and get the tents back up, but once that was all done, thousands came out to enjoy all the food, music, and of course the fun. For 48 years, a volunteer-driven event has been a big staple for the Gulf Coast and full of tradition, attracting well over 200,000 visitors.
Google is set to unveil its latest phone. The Pixel 4 will be shown at an event tomorrow. Plus,
a big Friday for shoppers and investors. I'm Connell McShane with the Fox Business Network. We have more coming up.
Our time now, 5:09 on Monday morning, and optimism on Wall Street as major progress is made between the world's two biggest economies in their trade talks. Fox Business correspondent Connell McShane has the story and more in this edition of Fox Means Business.
Trade hopes boosting Main Street and Wall Street. The Dow surging 319 points Friday as the U.S. and China reached a big breakthrough on a trade deal. The major averages all closing higher. The Dow, S&P 500 both breaking a 3-week losing streak. Consumer confidence also rising in October to its highest level in 3 months. Shoppers starting to feel more optimism about a potential trade deal. That could be a boost heading into the busy holiday shopping season. Meantime, oil prices rising to nearly $55 a barrel Friday. This coming after reports an Iranian oil tanker was damaged by a possible missile strike near the Saudi Arabian coast. And that could put pressure on gas prices, which had been moving lower in the past week. The national average for a gallon of regular unleaded at $2.64 per gallon. That's around 25 cents lower than the peak levels this year back in May. And that's business. I'm Connell McShane.
Tech fans are gearing up for Google's official launch of its new phone. The Pixel 4 is set to be unveiled at an event in New York City tomorrow. A lot is already known about the new phone, including that it will have 2 rear cameras and come in standard XL sizes. The Pixel 4 will also feature more secure facial recognition and the use of air gestures. Beyond the Pixel, Google is also expected to show off a 13.3-inch touchscreen laptop called the Pixelbook Go, a Google Watch, and an update to its newest mini speaker.
Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barrentine, checking out your Hansen Heating and Air camera down at the Hangout in Gulf Shores, and looking okay down there this morning. Still have a few of those tents up. Imagine they'll be picking on up from the Shrimp Festival here this morning. All right, so let's go ahead and check things out here around the area. It's 67 down there in Gulf Shores right now, and in Foley, 66 in Fairhope, 65 in Mobile and out at Dawes. Here's how things look on the radar. Pretty quiet so far this morning. Not seeing much, but a few puffy clouds moving on through. We'll have some clouds around through the day. So here's how that looks in the futurecast. So mostly cloudy skies. You might see a few peaks of sunshine out there. Then once we go into the afternoon, a few scattered showers along the coastline. Rain chances then start picking up from the west. You'll see some rain moving on in. So there's going to be some shower activity this afternoon on into the early part of the evening. None of it's going to be all that heavy, mostly just drizzles, but there's a good chance you'll run into it because it's going to have a fairly good coverage out there. So something to keep in mind. Beach forecast today. Watch out for those showers here late in the day. Otherwise, not too bad. Temperatures will be in the 80s. Rip current risk is low. Fairhope on the eastern shore. Once again, watching out for some showers. So if you do have plans to go have lunch or something in Fairhope, just make sure you bring an umbrella along just in case you run into one of those quick, light showers. That's what it looks like for today. How about the rest of your work week? We'll have the details coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Matt, thank you. So that cooler air kind of hanging with us a little bit. Very nice.
Fall locks in here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt. Our time approaching 5:13, and a deadly typhoon strikes Japan. Over 30 are dead, and search meantime continues for the dozens that are missing.
And we are following breaking news out of Philadelphia. A gunman opens fire in the street, injuring 6 people. It is now 5:13. We thank you for joining us right here on Fox 10 News on this Monday. It is now 5:15 on our Monday morning. Thanks for joining us here on Fox 10 News. Rescue efforts are underway in Japan after a typhoon struck the nation over the weekend. Crews are rushing in to save those stranded in the wake of that typhoon. Officials say it is the worst to hit Japan's main island in decades. They say as many as 35 people are dead, dozens are missing, and hundreds of people are hurt. Officials say the typhoon caused serious damage in central and northern Japan. The storm unleashing torrents of rain and strong winds that left thousands of homes flooded, damaged, or without power. Some muddy waters in some streets have subsided, but many places do remain underwater, and more rain is expected today, increasing the risk of mudslides. Back in the U.S., crews are working to find a missing contractor after a hotel under construction in New Orleans collapsed. Officials not yet saying if the person is still alive after Saturday's incident, but they are calling for their search efforts in a rescue operation. Crews assembled another massive crane to help remove some of the fallen debris and stabilize the scene. They were able to recover the body of one of the two confirmed dead from the rubble. Came just hours after the Hard Rock Hotel being built on the border of the historic French Quarter suddenly came crashing down.
We have removed one body from the site and has transported that individual to our coroner's office, at which time they will be identified.
More than 100 workers were at the construction site. 30 were taken to the hospital. All of them but one have been treated and released. Still no word this morning on what caused the building to collapse. An investigation is underway. The United States appears to be heading toward a full withdrawal from Syria. According to Defense Secretary Mark Esper, President Trump is directing that all U.S. troops in northern Syria begin pulling out as safely and quickly as possible. This comes after the president previously ordered U.S. troops to pull out of certain areas in the region. That opened the door for the Turkish offensive without the protection of American troops. U.S. officials say the Kurdish fighters in the area are now cutting a deal with the Russian-backed Syrian government forces to help push back Turkey's incursion and prevent a mass slaughter. The president is being criticized for abandoning the Kurdish fighters, who have been the U.S.'s biggest ally in the region in the fight against ISIS.
The impeachment inquiry is widening. More diplomats are expected to testify this week. Today, former White House Russia advisor Fiona Hill is set to testify. She's someone that House Democrats say they had a pivotal role in the president's dealing with Ukraine. Her testimony comes just days after Marie Yovanovitch, the former ambassador to Ukraine, testified after the State Department tried to block her testimony. She told lawmakers that she was allegedly removed from her post by President Trump because of unfounded and false claims by people with clearly questionable motives. She mentioned the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, and the former ambassador talked about Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman, two of Giuliani's associates who were indicted for trying to use political contributions in order to get her fired. Some breaking news out of Pennsylvania this morning. At least 6 people were injured in a drive-by mass shooting in North Philadelphia on Sunday. The victims range from 14 to 27 years of age. This marked the city's second mass shooting of the weekend. Neighbors say that they are afraid, but they admit that they are used to gunfire.
I just heard shots, and I hear shots, I run. My nerves are shook, and I'm scared to even walk down the street. It don't make no sense. They need somebody out here every day patrolling this block.
Police have not released a description of the gunman or made any arrest. A 28-year-old woman in Texas is dead after being shot and killed in her own home by a Fort Worth, Texas police officer. Fort Worth police say an officer fatally shot a woman inside of her own home early Saturday morning. Police were responding, conducting a welfare check after getting a call reporting a home with a front door open. According to police, they searched the perimeter of the home and saw a person standing inside near a window. Police say that an officer perceived a threat, drew his weapon, and opened fire, hitting the woman. On body cam video, you can hear the officer yell, "Put your hands up, show me your hands," and then open fire. The woman was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say that a gun was found inside the home. The officer was put on administrative leave pending an investigation.
It is now 5:20 on this Monday, and time to see how things are shaping up for today and the week ahead.
Let's check in with Matt Barrentine for more. And Matt, it feels like more October-like Monday.
Oh yeah, I know. We're moving away from the heat wave. We're getting into some normal stuff here from pretty much here on out. So we're not looking at any major changes with the temperatures. Now we are going to be going with some rain chances here for today, and we'll see those rain chances going up and down here over the next week and a half. So here's what it looks like right now: 65 in Mobile, 68 in Gulf Shore. So a comfortable start to the day, we'll call it. That's not cool, but it feels comfortable outside here as we get going on your Monday. There are some places that are cool. You don't have to go that far north, really. I mean, to find 40s up there in Little Rock and Nashville. So there's a pretty cold outbreak here across a good bit of the U.S. So this is what it took. It took a serious cold front to finally wash away our record-breaking heat wave that we'd had for about a month and a half. So we've got a serious cold front. We're just not fully into the coldest part of it as you look just a bit to our north, where it's kind of chilly out there this morning. Here's what it looks like for us. Just some clouds around here as we get going on our Monday. There is a little stationary boundary, and that's eventually going to lead to some rain by later on. You'll see that here on the Futurecast lunchtime, pretty quiet. We'll see a few scattered showers, coastal areas throughout the afternoon, and then we're going to have some rain moving in late in the afternoon, early part of the evening, by the time you're driving home from work, and there's going to be some rain out there. None of it will be all that heavy. This is all light rain, light drizzle, so nothing very heavy, but it will be out there, and it's a good chance that your yard will at least get a little bit of a drizzle here later today. Here's how it looks on the day planner. First half of the day, temperatures heating up pretty quickly. Should be 80 degrees there by lunchtime. Second half of the day, here come the rain chances. They start out pretty light and they get a little bit better as they go into the evening hours. We'll start to see more of the showers and drizzle around. Out in the tropics, we are keeping an eye on something kind of close in. This is Central America, a little disturbance right off the coast. It's going to work its way here across the Yucatan, get into the Bay of Campeche. It may be able to develop here. Most likely it'd move on into Mexico, but it may be able to draw up some moisture into a system that we have late next weekend on into the first part of the following week. We'll just have to wait and see. Not anticipating anything tropical headed our way, just could get some moisture into a system. I'll show you that in a little bit. First off, though, rest of the work week, like I said, ups and downs with the rain chances. We're going to be 60% today, but it's light rain. Tomorrow, better chance of rain, be some showers and thunderstorms mixed in. Same deal on early Wednesday morning. When that clears out, things improve. You can see temperatures down in the 50s both Thursday and Friday morning. Should be pretty quiet Thursday and Friday. Here's how it looks as we head towards your weekend. Looking at some showers, both Saturday and Sunday are a possibility. So we got some rain chances out there, which our yards need, and it's good to see these rain chances returning to the Gulf Coast.
Thanks, Matt. We're looking forward to more of these 60s and even 50s in the mornings.
Yeah, they feel really nice and very different from what we've had. It is now 5:23. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey says she has completed her radiation treatments for lung cancer. The governor was diagnosed 3 weeks ago.
And with the upcoming elections, now's the time to register to vote. The Alabama Secretary of State's office will be holding 3 events this week to help those who have yet to register. Our current time, we're at 5:24 on our Monday morning. Thanks for watching Fox 10 News. More news coming up.
Hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barrentine. Looking pretty good for our Monday. Starting out through the first part of the day, should just be some clouds around, a few rays of sunshine here and there. As we get to lunchtime, pretty quiet. And then we'll start seeing a few showers working their way in coastal areas this afternoon. But late in the day, eventually we're going to see some rain work in from the west on into the early part of the evening. Now, none of it will be very heavy, just some very light drizzles here. But it's something that we'll see out there late in the day on into the early part of the evening. So here's how that looks on the day planner. Temperatures warming up pretty quickly through the 70s and right around 80 degrees here by lunchtime. We should top out in the low 80s, and we'll have a few showers and light rain around throughout the afternoon on into the evening hours. Once again, it won't be flooding rain or anything like that. It won't be big thunderstorms, just some very light showers and drizzles from time to time this afternoon and this evening. Here's how it looks for the next several days. Tomorrow on your Tuesday, better chance of heavy rain and some thunderstorms out ahead of a cold front that comes in on Wednesday morning. And then you can see what that does to the temperatures Thursday and and Friday. Drops them down the 50s in the morning, mid 70s in the afternoon. So looking really good for the end of the week. As we move into the weekend, rain chances back on the board for both Saturday and Sunday.